What you're about to watch cannot be unseen. This is the dark side of the exploitation of kids on YouTube. Please make sure you have the emotional bandwidth to watch this video.
Hey guys, it's Piper Raquel, and today I'm not very excited, but I'm pretty excited. It's Piper Raquel, and you guys asked for it. We are doing another bath video. Let's get on.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I was just grabbing my tea. Did you hear the news? Katy Perry, Gail Roberts, Alec Baldwin's wife, and the other lady who went to space? They're saving the world. The world is saved now. 4 women went to space, and now the world is going to be at peace. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump at all. In fact, Katy Perry heading into the ascension of space and then coming back has caused peace throughout the world. Oh, wow. Wow. Feminism is amazing. I'm just being silly, you guys. Good morning. It's 6 a.m., I believe. Just about. We're just at 6 a.m. The sun's about to come up. It's Wednesday now, so forgive me. And I finished that spooky video, so you guys better go watch it so you can get globophobia. That's right. I am making new content on Into the Mystic where I will be doing my best to give you guys phobias of things that you shouldn't have phobias of. And this week we did balloons. They are fun. Go watch them. Take me away, a sweet escape. It's been so long since we've just hung out as a vlog. So here we are, vlogging. I feel like all about Clarissa. Didn't she used to vlog? Or was it just recorded like a vlog?
Okay, Clarissa.
Is it Clarissa Explains Everything? Clarissa Knows It All? It's the girl from Sabrina. Anyways, welcome you guys. Welcome over to my home. We are here at Heavenly at Home. Hang out with me this morning. I don't know what time it is for you guys, but this is my quiet time, my me time that I get before the kiddos wake up. From now until about 8. And yeah, I really wanted to spend the morning vlogging, so here we are. We will also be doing another Into the Mystic video, but today it's actually going to be a conspiracy on the Snow White movie. So make sure you guys join me for that one. It might not be posted for another week or two, but I will be recording today. And I feel like last week I wanted to do it every other weekend, but it's literally becoming like the hyper focus of the channel, and I don't like that. So I was thinking what we could do is have a monthly MAGA Mondays where we could do memes and catch up on the amazing things in the MAGA world. And like I said, it'll just be once a month, most likely towards the end of the month after Easter this month. So you guys can definitely expect me to keep doing news here. I just don't want to do it that often. And I want to do MAGA memes, okay? I have so many fun MAGA memes saved from MAGA Mondays with Emily Purple and a few from Officer Tatum as well. But I definitely want to do that here once a month. I'll find a good day and I'll stick to it. As for the vlogs, we're going to be taking apart this house, so you can expect more content like that. I will be doing a mom's video today with you guys. That's what we're going to head inside to do now. What do you guys think about mommy vloggers? I love your opinions. And not just mommy vloggers like me. I mean the ones who are vlogging their children. The ones who insist on recording everything their children do. Let's start with the most famous case, Ruby Frankie. If you haven't heard about Ruby Frankie, I think you might be living under a rock. Maybe you're Amish. And that's okay. I will help you guys figure out who she is, okay? Ruby Frankie is a Mormon mother, okay, of 6 kids, okay? She has a channel on YouTube called 8 Passengers. Yes, a lot of people ask her, why is it 8 passengers if you're in the driver's seat and there's 8 people? She thinks God's got the wheel, I think that's what she said, God's got the wheel. But anyways, let's dive into a little bit of her story here before I talk about our main issue today. Ruby Frankie, the former YouTube mom behind 8 Passengers, went from family vlogger to felon after being arrested for severe child abuse in 2023. Her case shocked viewers as behind-the-scene footage revealed years of neglect, extreme punishment, and disturbing parenting tactics, all while presenting a perfect family online. So yes, these are the terrifying mothers you may have heard about. And today, we are going to be watching one of my favorite YouTubers, the Dad Challenge podcast, as he reacts to a Piper Raquel video. And I exited out fast because I didn't want to see it. I wanted to react with you guys. So we're going to go watch that. I watched part 1 of the documentary on Netflix, and I have a bunch from that I may add here. But for now, we're going to stick to reacting to this one, and we'll talk about parts 1, 2, and 3 of the Netflix series for sure, next time. Before we dive into the mommy stories, the lovely, amazing mothers, the amazing mothers of the interweb, let's chill. Let's just chill for a bit. Let's chill for a while. Let's chill for a while. Yeah, I have no idea how you confuse these 2 jams. Just kidding, I'm done with my tea. I'm gonna take a little break. It's not 4:20, but it might as well be. Okay, it's 4:20 somewhere. So you can join me, and we can have our own little virtual circle. You guys think there's a frequency that kills parasites? There's gotta be, right? There's gotta be. I'm gonna eat some sunlight before I go in. You guys ever do that? Eat sunlight? Stephanie Sue told me not to do it, but she also taught me how to do it. So I blame Stephanie Sue. Look, you guys. It's Elon. I'm just kidding. It's probably Boeing. I'm a lot weirder without my meds, that's a fact. Alright, we're gonna go clean before we do some mommy talk! Now, before we get started, guys, I just want to warn you of the major mood shift incoming. I was not expecting this video to be so intense. Okay, if you haven't seen our new little space here, this is our setup for the time being, but it's a little bit more private. An actual door I can close so you don't hear cars outside or dogs barking. And of course, Dean Winchester is here to protect us from any demons. I think I've only filmed videos for Into the Mystic in here. So welcome to our new little space. And we are going to watch our mom video. Let me see what it's called. This video is titled The Fall of Tiffany Smith, Piper Raquel's mom. Re-uploaded, okay? Now, I don't know if that means she had his taken down or copyright stricken or something, but we are going to check it out. The series Bad Influence, The Dark Side of Kidfluencing, pulls back the curtain on the dark side of influencer culture, how parenting, power, and profit collide in the social media spotlight. I watched episode 1, which was about the exploitation of these kids, okay? And how the mom, Tiffany Smith, with her boyfriend, who she pretended was her daughter's brother, and is also like 15 to 20 years younger than the mom, totally exploited Piper Raquel and all of her friends. It ruined all of Piper's relationships that she had made throughout her life at these events and activities. And of course her mom started out in pageants. So Piper Raquel was wearing makeup by the time she was like 3, like a full face of makeup with fake teeth, everything. But let's get into this video before we talk more about the Netflix series. This is Josh with the Dad Challenge podcast.
Trigger warning. What you're about to watch cannot be unseen. This is the dark side of the exploitation of kids on YouTube. Please make sure you have the emotional bandwidth to watch this video.
Hey guys, it's Piper Raquel, and today I'm not very excited, but I'm pretty excited. It's Piper Raquel, and you guys asked for it. We are doing another bath video. Let's get on to this. And Viva's gonna have to be wearing these.
I'm not gonna wear that.
No! I'm so scared. Okay.
He started first.
Thank you guys so much. Bye.
Now this is what the squad mostly does. Challenges, videos on relationships, super inappropriate things. The videos where Piper is giving away her first kiss, or some of the inappropriate thumbnails that you see, this is where it starts to get a little bit scary. The scariest part of this world that these kids live in is not even the fact that their parents exploit them for tons and tons of money.
And as we scroll through Piper Raquel's channel today, it's hard not to notice themes in her popular videos. Pregnancy skits, kissing challenges, boyfriend tags, trading boyfriends, and outfits that raise a few eyebrows, at the least. From fake pregnancies to kissing content and barely there outfits, it's all packaged as tween entertainment, but it feels a little too grown for the age it's targeting. No, really, who are they really targeting?
A lot of these kids that you see in the squad themselves have over 1 million subscribers on their own channels and make hundreds of thousands of dollars for their parents. In this video you're about to watch, I need you to remember that these kids are between the ages of 12 and 15. On this channel, I generally blur out minors, but because of the expose nature of this video, I've decided to not blur any images or videos so that you can see the impact of what Tiffany Raquel is doing with Piper and the squad.
So, like he said, he does usually blur faces of children. Rarely does he show it, like, unless he wants you to see the emotion that the kid's going through or there's something very significant. He does not like showing kids' faces. I don't think he's even shown his own son till his son turned 18. And I don't think his son even gets on camera much. I think he just edits now. Let's see. I just want to say, you guys, before we get into this is terrible. Like, if you have been through anything like this where exploitation was involved in your life, or you are easily triggered by seeing children go through trauma, just turn this off. Just turn it off now. Because it's really fucked up that this mom is not in prison.
And this compilation of deleted clips are all directed by Tiffany, the self-described Madam of YouTube.
Supposedly, there are rhetorics going against this narrative, but I was able to find a few articles. They were the Daily Mail, but here they are.
You need to see
The
this
Madam of YouTube.
to believe it.
See, he's blurring their bodies.
These videos were filmed and put on Piper Raquel's YouTube channel. Eliana is 13 years old.
13.
Her parents allow this to go on the internet. This is a minor.
The craziest part about all of this, the man behind the camera is supposed to be her stepdad, Piper Raquel's stepdad. I can't believe how disgusting this situation is.
Piper Raquel is also 13 at the time of filming this.
With her stepdad.
No kid should ever be filmed like this, ever. Everything you're watching here, Tiffany and Hunter are behind the camera, with Tiffany directing everything.
Oh my god, I didn't see this at all, you guys. I'm fucking tripping.
The secret stories were stopped because of the backlash. Would you allow your daughter, who's 13, to wear a shirt like this?
Oh my god. I'm pausing it at 3:08. My grandma has that shirt. That's my grandma's favorite shirt. This is the back of the shirt. See, she even wears it to airports. But I also would prefer this shirt over those sweatpants. Ew. But would I let my 13-year-old wear it at home? Maybe. Maybe. But I wouldn't post it.
And the lyrics of the music are very inappropriate. And the inappropriate lyrics matched with the dancing is atrocious.
Would you guys allow your daughters to be posted like that? What about your nieces and nephews? Your cousins? Would you not speak up? Would you not be like, what are you doing to your daughter? This is disgusting. I'm calling CPS. I had no idea how bad it was. Like, I knew it was weird, like subtle things. This is not subtle. This is not subtle. This is in your face.
This is a mother who takes photos like this of her daughter. Ask yourself as a parent, would you ever do this? These are 13-year-old children with a mother and a 25-year-old man behind the camera.
Who used to pretend to be her brother and make really creepy videos with her.
Shame on these parents for exploiting these kids like this. They should all be in prison. And don't ever forget, the audience for this content is children.
That's just the intro. Oh my god. We are in for a ride.
If you ever wonder what it takes to make it as a kid in Hollywood, there's a few things to consider. Are you good looking? Are you outgoing? What sets you apart? And what are you willing to give up for fame? The craziest thing about this question is that the parents are the one who answer it, not the kid. The parents prep them to be in this world. The parents are the decision makers. The parents are the ones that take their kids out of school so they can focus on their acting careers. The parents are the ones who move from all over the country to the hub of Hollywood to put their kid into this environment. So often you hear these parents talk about how they're allowing their kids to follow their dreams. But when you see the world behind the camera, it's hard to imagine why any parent worth their salt would put any kid in this type of position. So, what does it take to get into the squad? Here's a step-by-step guide. Step 1.
Wow. You know, when kids were in Hollywood around Shirley Temple's time, there was so much terrible things going on. From exploitation, explicit, money, financially, making these kids work ruthless hours. Those kids on the Twilight Zone are the reason that we have laws for children. Because they got hit with a helicopter. I believe it was a helicopter. They were hit with a real helicopter. They finally decided, okay, we have to have teachers on scene, we have to have counselors on scene, we have to make sure there's set rules, that parents are giving their kids monies, and that they have food on stage, they get breaks so often. And it's like these parents on YouTube just do not give a shit. They give less of a shit than Hollywood does at the moment about child safety. And that's saying something, because they don't care much either.
Squad members were recruited by different methods. Tiffany often delegated Sean Royer, Piper's vocal coach, to post casting calls on legitimate industry casting websites. Another way that Tiffany and Raquel will recruit is to actually see kids at a mall and approach them. Hey, you look cool, you look like you got the looks and everything else. How would you like to be in a YouTube channel? Another way is they look at all your social media accounts like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all the rest, and they'll recruit you through those channels. Step 2 is the audition. It's not really an audition though, like you'd think about it. The audition is held in a group setting, which is odd for Hollywood. If they like you, then they ask you to be a part of it. And Sophie and Piper, often with Tiffany's input, will make the choice based on the role of this guy as a potential boyfriend.
So did you notice how he said that, like, usually they have meetings one-on-one in Hollywood? I've noticed something about YouTube really big, and it's that friendships and communities, it's something people crave. And I've said this a few times. I've said it a few times. We crave community right now. We're in a really weird We're in a really weird place where the only time we see each other, hang out with each other, talk to each other is through a screen. There's no connection. So seeing people connect on screen, I think, is bringing some type of joy to the brain. That's the only thing that I can think.
Or a girlfriend in the squad. Congrats, you're in. Now we discuss payment, which in the ad was for 8 hours for $1,500. Oddly enough, you didn't get that role that they advertised for. We actually have a different role. It's a little lesser of a role. It's another role. It's full day, $125. And you say, well, we didn't get the main role. That's okay. We'll take what we can get. Our foot is now in the door. It's a good start. And you sign the agreement. Step 3, the parents show up at a time and location to film. At the Piper Raquel house, there is a guest home where the parents can go. At first, the parents are allowed to hover around and see what's going on. You're just told to not be in the way, basically. Eventually, you're asked to leave or go stay in the guest house or kind of back away, or you can just drop them off and go. But some parents aren't very comfortable with that. And then you start to become what's called a sandpaper person. You start becoming abrasive to Tiffany. She doesn't want you around. Eventually, they're like, oh, we're going to go shoot on location at a Walmart or a theme park. You don't need to go. We'll be back at the end of the day. But even if you still decide that you want to be there with your child, Tiffany will eventually start arguing with you, and you become an outcast. But some parents become eventually comfortable enough to drop your kid off and pick them up when they're done. But that's basically how the squad is run. Your kid is now starting to be on the channel a lot more. You've got other things to do. You start trusting the people because you don't see anything wrong. And you're really not privy to the conversations happening on set anyway because you're too far away. Step 4.
This woman is such a narcissist, in my opinion. Like, that's not just cult vibes. That's manipulation at its fullest extent. It's almost as bad as those Mormon moms who lose it. This is insane. The amount of abuse, the evil in this woman's head that she's able to conjure up and manipulate.
All is going super well. The kids start becoming friends, and even real relationships start to take place. You are then offered the opportunity to start a channel for your child. This quickly becomes a necessity so you can monetize your own kid's YouTube channel and capitalize off the success of their fame from being in the squad. But here's the catch. Hunter is the one that's going to run your channel. Sometimes he'll film and edit it, and some parents will do that themselves. But because you're now part of the squad, you have to pay Tiffany to be in the squad. Where you are supposed to be the one getting paid for your kid being in the squad, Tiffany has pulled the old bait and switch. Just like she did for the audition process. You're way too deep in this now. So, your kid's YouTube channel takes off. It seems to go really fast. They have what's called the magic sauce. Hunter convinces parents that he uses tags, and he knows how to manipulate the algorithm inside YouTube to get your channels exploding. You provide him the logins, the passwords, and the channels explode. Money starts rolling in. But Tiffany gets 10%, and you think, why? Shouldn't Tiffany be paying us? We're part of this. Nope. You've now entered into the Tiffany Twilight Zone. All of the kids that were in the squad owe Tiffany 10% of the earnings from their channels, which is a huge amount of money. You are too deep into this scam now to reverse. Because you've heard stories of other kids who have gone up against Tiffany and their channels have been destroyed. And you'd be right. You're going along, you're in the squad, your kids are making money, everybody seems to be happy. Until now. Until things start falling apart and you have an argument with Tiffany, but you didn't realize that you were in an argument with Tiffany, but now you are. Eventually you find you and your kid are out of the squad, and your channel is taking a huge hit. This is unprecedented. How does Tiffany have the power to do this? Enter in Alex, our anonymous backender at YouTube. But that's for another video. Until recently, a lawsuit is formed by 11 past squad members who have had enough. In order to show the full effect of the lawsuit, I have taken some creative liberties to write out in more detail what the allegations are, and I've added voices for effect. What you're about to hear is a creative reenactment of the allegations in the lawsuit. Again, please make sure you have the emotional capacity to hear the following.
Oh no. That means it's
The
gonna
first
get
victim
worse.
we've all heard about. I've covered it on this channel. Reagan. In the video you're seeing here, Tiffany is showing to force the young person to kiss her. This child is a minor at the time of the video, and a report is filed on behalf of the minor.
Not only is he a minor, he's transgender. He's born female. So not only did she just grab a transgender male and kiss him, he's underage. So not only is this person going through body dysphoria, where they're already confused inside by their sexual attractions, whatever it is, whether they are attracted to people or not attracted to people or not attracted to the right gender, or maybe they just aren't comfortable inside. Do you really think that they're comfortable enough to be kissed by a mom? And you're technically, like, you have female parts. You are an assigned female by birth. That one really freaked me out when I saw that at the end of episode 1.
There are allegations of drinking and edibles on this Instagram Live. On this basis alone, Tiffany Raquel should have been charged with sexual assault. To this day, she has not faced any repercussions for it.
I wonder if that was the daughter.
First victim in the lawsuit is a young female who alleges the following.
Tiffany touched me inappropriately on so many occasions. I was wearing a skirt and she placed her hand on my exposed thighs while moving her hand up my skirt towards my vagina. She would also constantly spank or slap my buttocks. When I walked by her, she would stick her finger in my anus over top of my clothing.
Oh my god.
During filming, Tiffany was talking about another male squad member when she asked if, since that member had so many freckles, whether had a bunch of freckles on his dick. Tiffany would discuss sex toys with us, and on one occasion she asked me if I knew what a dildo was for. During the thumbnail photo shoot, Tiffany demanded I take off my clothes and made me appear like I was naked in the YouTube thumbnail.
Victim 3 is the youngest plaintiff in the suit, and this is what she alleges.
On one occasion offset, Tiffany uses this creepy voice that she calls Lenny the dead cat. In that voice she asked me if I had ever had sex before. When I told her no, Tiffany said, "Well, I think you should." Tiffany would also ask in Lenny's voice whether I wanted to, quote, "see my dick and smell my smelly dick." One time, Tiffany sat on the bed next to me and put her hand on my thigh. My leg was exposed and she started moving her hand up towards my vagina. I freaked out and knocked her hand away. Another time I had just left the bathroom and Tiffany jumped out of nowhere and grabbed me by my neck and threw me onto the bed. She then took my right arm and pretended it was Lenny's penis and started rubbing it all over my face, head and mouth.
Victim 4 is the first male to make an allegation.
Tiffany locked me in the bathroom with her to have a discussion. She told me that myself and another male squad member were horny bastards for allegedly holding hands with 2 other female squad members, which I never actually did. Tiffany would also put pressure on me to be more sexually aggressive and physical with Piper. She made me do this so our on-screen connection would appear more realistic in the YouTube videos.
And here are a few more allegations from past members of the squad.
One time on set, I saw Tiffany grab Piper's face pretty aggressively and made out with her. I think she was trying to teach her how to kiss.
Her daughter?
And another time, Tiffany showed me her phone, which was filled with pornographic videos from Pornhub.
We were at Taco Bell one time, at the drive-thru. Hunter was there and another squad member too. She was asked by the operator if she wanted extra sauce, and Tiffany responded by aggressively rubbing her boobs for everyone to see, and loudly exclaiming, "Yes, Daddy, extra sauce please."
I remember one day when we were filming, Tiffany remarked out loud, enough for all of us to hear, that one of the other squad members' penis was small, and that I would never want to have sex with him. Tiffany would also frequently push me. She would also hit me and yank my hair while off set. A kid should never have to go through what she put us through.
One time on location in Las Vegas, Tiffany offered us brownies. We ate them. We started feeling funny and then found out later that they were actually hemp brownies. Tiffany always talked about using drugs around us, and sometimes encouraged us to try them.
I remember one time I asked Tiffany if I could make a thumbnail for my own channel. Tiffany told me that she wanted to kill herself, and when she's laying in a pool of her own blood that I could post her dead body on Instagram.
Tiffany would often say things on set that she thought were jokes, but they stuck with me. Things like her saying that she's the Madden of YouTube, or the pimp of YouTube, and that she makes kitty porn.
I remember the day Tiffany told me that I was sexually underdeveloped and that I had no boobs and that I was so flat. These words are very dangerous things to say to a kid. When we create the thumbnails for the YouTube videos, Tiffany would often tell us to make sexy kissing faces or push our butts out and to suck our stomachs in. I remember her telling us to dress sluttier as well. She would position us herself in more sexually suggestive poses for the camera.
I went with Tiffany to the post office. Tiffany showed me that she was mailing out some of Piper's soiled panties and bras. She didn't tell me who she was mailing them to.
You heard that right. Selling her daughter's soiled underwear and bras to strangers online. Supposedly somebody named Megan, but it's been exposed now. It is a man.
But she did say that she sends them to old men who like to smell them.
So, how does that make you feel? Now, the reason I edited the video like you saw it like that, like in a very documentary, serious style, is because I need you guys to see the horror of this, the gravity of what's been going on with these kids, what happened to them, and what's probably happening to the current squad members now. It is really important that we talk about this. My outcome for this whole series, and don't forget guys, I'm not monetized on this. YouTube does not monetize videos like this. This isn't for clout or fame or whatever the case may be. Again, and I said this in my post, if I do nothing else in this channel, I hope that these videos serve to bring Tiffany down and put her in prison. And anybody else who's doing the same thing she
I'm
does.
sharing this for that reason.
And
I'm sharing it for that reason.
That are, you know, Gavin's mom, Teresa's Magnus. These people are the most disgusting people on the planet.
Gavin, he says Gavin's mom. Gavin in episode 1 comes out as the most victimized sexually by Tiffany. She would talk about him having boners in front of other moms. There's something wrong with that woman. If she, like, go check her hard drive. Why has no one checked her hard drive? Why was that not a part of the case? Like, why didn't they check their hard drive if they heard she had porn in her phone and was showing kids? Why didn't they check her hard drive?
You know, there are Plutos and there are Maps and whatever you want to call those guys, okay? These parents are just one step under that as far as I'm concerned, because they still are exploiting the children. But it's almost even more gross because they're exploiting their children and taking their money. None of these kids can get out of this world because these kids make, I don't want to say hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. A lot of these parents aren't even working anymore. This is a scary scenario. And to those parents that are keeping after, and so this lawsuit serves a few purposes, right? It definitely is going to open her up to more civil lawsuits, and she's going to lose a lot of money, but likely she has insurance for this type of thing, right? I think there's liability insurance if you have enough money, that if you get sued for whatever reason, your insurance will cover it. That's why I don't think that's why I don't think it needs to stop here. You got the Texas AG suing someone like Brittany Dawn for doing some craziness. Why is the FBI, why are the people that are supposed to be protecting kids not protecting kids in Hollywood? Especially with Daniel Cohn and Piper Raquel and Liliana Ketchman and all these people. They just seem to get a free pass.
That's what makes me mad too. And I really, really thought Dan Bongino and Kash Patel were going to do stuff for people like me, the conspiracy theorists of the world who see what's really going on. You want to call us conspiracy theorists because you don't want it to be proven, but the truth is, the proof is out there. This alone. Why is no one taking care of the children on the internet? I'm very disappointed in Bongino and Kash Patel. The only thing they've done is what the FBI should have been doing the past 4 years. Arresting illegal immigrants. Focusing on drugs. I know they did find a circle of pedos, the PDFs. They did find a circle of them, but what the heck, you guys? We need to go harder because this is not even hidden. This is on regular internet. This isn't the dark web. She's seen cases. Like, she's been in 11 lawsuits, right? Was that what he said, 11? I'm just disgusted.
Absolutely atrocious. Insider.com released this article, and I want to give a shout out to Insider because they're one of the only ones that are really covering this. And I know it's going to snowball, but good for them for starting this. But Kieran Press Reynolds writes this: YouTube has indefinitely demonetized Piper Raquel's channel following abuse allegations against her mother. Now, let's read it real quick. YouTube indefinitely demonetized Piper Raquel's channel and removed it from YouTube's partner program on Thursday after Insider emailed the company with a list of allegations against the YouTuber's mother, Tiffany Smith. So Insider reached out to YouTube. The reason why that's important is because Insider has a really big voice. And I'm hoping that that more publications will use this to come after YouTube to say, you've got to stop allowing this to happen on your platform. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of them have got to stop allowing this. Because what it does is it allows predatory behavior, like Tiffany's doing here, to go on. Even if we don't see it. This stuff is bad. Kids are being ripped off. Parents are getting ripped off. People are losing money. They're being scammed.
Look, I'm pausing it right now because I want to tell you how bad it really is for Piper Raquel. And something I don't know if he's going to talk about. I'm going to just add it here, okay? Have them add Danky Jabbo.
It's even more disturbing than it sounds.
Let's let the Dank introduce the situation, and any copyrighted music will be adjusted as much as I can.
So this lady here, as you can tell by the name, is called Piper Raquel with a whopping 13.1 million followers. She's a 17-year-old content creator who, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware, has just visited the BOP house and is said to want to join them when she turns 18. She's also a YouTuber with an equally astounding 12 million subscribers, and she's been on the internet for a long time and has had her own fair share of controversies, mainly involving her age, because there's been a lot of talk about just how this girl is portrayed online by the people who are supposed to be caring about her the most, essentially using her in wildly inappropriate ways considering her age. And sadly, we can now add the majority of members of the BOP house on that list of exploiting Piper Raquel.
Danky Jabbo created this video to expose the BOP house for their crap that they pulled with Piper Raquel and creating content when she was 17. One woman named Joy did not join, and I just want to add that before we go on because we will not be adding that story to this video.
The BOP house have taken down all the videos that they filmed with Piper because they received a lot of shit, very justifiably so by the way, from the people on TikTok. Piper, however, has left all the videos up, and some of the comments are concerning to say the least. I've got some reservations about showing you the actual video itself, but here's the song that they are dancing to. Now, when I tell you that this is a collaboration with Sophie Rain and Aisha Sophie, you can probably tell what the video is based on that sort of vibe, and here are some of the comments. I can't wait for you to turn 18, babe. I want to see Piper in the BOP house so bad. Oh yeah, she's joining for sure once she's 18. Piper, you'd better join when you're 18. 695 likes. 3,900 likes. Is that 116,000 fucking likes? And the description of the video from Piper herself is, I remember I'm 17, don't worry. I'm sorry to break it to you, Piper, but that is the exact reason why everybody should be worried here. And whilst, yes, there isn't anything exactly overtly illegal about these dancing videos, oh man, if you think about it for just 2 seconds, you can realize just how fucked the whole thing is. I know some of the videos that I'm playing right now as I speak don't look too bad, but these are only the ones that I'm comfortable showing you all. Now, don't worry, I will explain just how horrible this is and why exactly this is so fucked up to everyone who doesn't quite understand it yet. But very quickly, here's the deleted BOP house video where they welcome Piper to the house.
A moment I wake up.
Now, some of you might think that this is just them saying, oh, welcome Piper to the physical location of the BOP house. But to me, this is very much meant to imply Piper is in the BOP house, right? She is in the group, the BOP house. And there's just sort of plausible deniability there so they can cover their asses. Piper Rockell is a girl who has been exploited sexually for pretty much the entirety of her time online, mainly by her own mother. This mother dresses her underage daughter in tight clothing / very little clothing, and then creates a sub-only, paywall protected page where you can view said explicit images.
That's right. Danky Jabbo has uncovered something we have yet to talk about or find anywhere else about Piper Rockell. Content that is behind a paywall.
Of her daughter, her underage daughter, who as of right now is 17 years old. This has been going on for years. And it's an unfortunate truth that in industries like this, even if you do come across somebody who has just turned 18, the likelihood is that unfortunately they've probably been in the industry for a little longer than just now. I'm gonna show you some of this sub-only content, obviously heavily fucking blurred because I do not want this on my channel. The profile picture that's meant to like entice and advertise the whole thing is just a picture of her in a swimsuit knelt on her knees. I'm not exactly too sure what these icons mean, but there's like 79,486 hearts, 30,459 comments, I guess? I don't know if that means there are over 16,000 fucking images. I don't think so, because that would be insane, but I have no idea what that could possibly mean. The website here is called Brand Army, by the way, so if anyone from Brand Army happens to be watching this video, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself that you've allowed this to be on your platform. Obviously, they haven't used OnlyFans to promote this content, because that would be taken down like that, as it should, by the way. And also because I'm sure Piper's mother is aware that the optics of saying that her underage daughter has an OnlyFans would be fucking insanely scrutinized. So she has put what is basically OnlyFans content behind a paywall of just a different website, but it's essentially the same thing. And some of the paywalls here are upwards of $100 fucking a month. Congrats on joining Piper Platinum Plus. You will receive one free full set for the first of every month, a free set of your choice to unlock on your birthday, free DMs, free access to live streams, priority customs, free behind the scenes, and biggest discount access to unlock all photos. Purple heart emoji, hiding eyes monkey emoji. Now, I'm sure I don't need to explain to you all how fucking disgusting this is. Let's be honest, let's be real. What kid has £100 a month to spend on this shit? No kid. There is no kid who has that amount of money to spend on this shit every month. The only people paying $100 a month for Piper Rockell free sets and DMing her personally messaging this underage girl are adults. More specifically, middle-aged, porn-addicted male adults. About me, I'm so excited to share more of me with you. Parent-managed. I cannot believe that this is up. I can't believe that any of these platforms are allowing this girl to be on there scot-free. These parents need to be unironically fucking arrested. If this was a millimeter further than what it is, this would be distribution of CP straight up. But don't worry, guys, there's also the $10 per month option for all the unemployed creepy fucks out there as well. Not even gotten into the BOP house shit yet, and this is already abhorrent enough. Piper Rockell has 12 million subscribers, and this is still allowed. This isn't like some underground case of weirdo behavior that no one's heard of, and so it's allowed to go on. This is a person with 12 million fucking subscribers on YouTube and 16 million followers on TikTok, and it's all just allowed to go on. I can't handle this, man. And for the BOP house to take this woman in, make jokes about her joining when she's 18 years old, when she's currently 17, borderline grooming, by the way. Because what's the definition of grooming? Oh, not 18 yet, so it's not legal. I guess we'll just wait. I genuinely, bottom of my heart, do not think that it's an exaggeration to say that this is grooming to some extent. And even if she's not going to join the BOP house or whatever, which of course, you have to say that because you'd get fucking lambasted if you didn't. Even if that was never the intention, that was never the case, you bringing Piper onto your platform where the majority of your audience are those same creepy middle-aged porn-addicted fucks who are essentially saying to your massive audience, hey everyone, here's another OF creator who does the exact same thing we do. You should go watch her page and support her and look at her pictures as well, fully knowing that she is underage. She did used to have a group channel called The Squad. It was fucking huge. Here's the famous birthdays, I guess, entry for it. Now, The Squad has fortunately been disbanded now because of a number of lawsuits that those kids' parents have, you know, given out to them. And by them, I mean Piper's mother, who has orchestrated the whole thing and continues to sexually exploit her daughter for money to this day. Here's an old news clip from the Inside Edition explaining this lawsuit.
You may not know her name, but your teenage kids do. Her name is Piper Raquel.
You may not know her name, but your teenage kids do. And also your weird, creepy fucking uncle who needs to be chemically castrated, but also your teenage kids. Because yes, that is the second most popular audience behind those weird, creepy, middle-aged men are, you know, teenage girls who the OF industry is being glamorized to. Now that's a topic for a whole nother day. It's a whole can of worms that I am not willing to open in this video, but yes, that is the second biggest audience behind those middle-aged men, which without doubt are the biggest audience here. No one else is paying $100 fucking a month for Piper Raquel's weird pictures.
All these happy kids when, like, behind the scenes, that's not how we all were. We're stressed out crying and being in these videos because you're yelling at us, and it's not fair.
But today, Piper's mom, Tiffany Smith, is under fire by all these former squad members for claims of financial exploitation. In a lawsuit, they accuse her of exposing them to a physical, emotional, verbal, and sometimes sexually abusive environment.
All of our innocence was just swiped from us. She would, like, run around and say sexual things to you.
Were you ever asked to pose provocatively or to wear things you were uncomfortable wearing?
Oh yeah, Tiffany would always tell me to go up into Piper's closet and get something that's more tight and revealing.
Now usually I'm an evidence first type of person, right? I'm always like, okay, the claims are there, fucking harrowing if they're true, but I'd like to see some evidence. We don't need to do that in this case. The evidence are the fucking YouTube videos with millions of views that have been put out publicly for everyone to see and somehow is still up. The evidence is that Piper's mother is willing to do these very things to her own fucking daughter. So obviously, I have no difficulty believing that she was just as willing to do these things to people who aren't even related to her.
Claire and her sister Reese are cousins of Piper's and starred in some of her early videos.
I feel like my childhood got ruined.
Sophie Fergie says Tiffany once encouraged her to pose in a towel.
Brilliant, get the cousins in on it, why not? I bet Piper's mums, sisters, and brothers are fucking well chuffed with that.
When you were asked to dress provocatively,
I believe I was 11 or 12.
This is my outfit.
Piper's mom has also come under fire for having Piper pose in bikinis.
How can the BOP house look at this girl? We'll get onto that later, by the way. I know that's the topic of this video and we sort of veered off topic here, but it's important for context, really important for context. But the BOP house looked at these people, these, you know, adults, have looked at this girl who has been exploited her entire life and thought, yeah, let's bring this girl into our house of OF girls and continue to exploit her and then send our audience of weird, creepy, middle-aged men her way. There's not enough $100 per month donors subscribing to Piper Raquel. She needs a couple more, in my opinion. Do her mum a favor, why don't we? I'm willing to bet, just to add insult to injury, that Piper don't even see a speck of that money, by the way.
Well, we didn't know a lot of the things that were going on. We weren't allowed to be there.
These two former squad moms say they're really upset.
I'm mortified by what she's done to other children.
Jennifer Bryant is Walker's mother.
It needs to be exposed and she needs to be held responsible for what she's doing.
Stevie Arico is Corrine Joy's mom.
I 100% think that Tiffany exploited our children for monetary gain.
Piper's mom says that you're all just coming forward because you're jealous of Piper's success and the money that she's made.
No.
Fuck me, imagine saying that to a bunch of random kids who don't even know you that you've done this to. Hey, Tiffany, I think it was kind of fucked up when you made that 11-year-old girl pose provocatively and nothing but attack. No, that was totally fine and dandy, actually. I think you're jealous. That old chestnut. You're right, Tiffany. I'm well jealous, me. I wish that I was exploited sexually in front of millions of people at age 11 years old as well. There's a hole in my heart from that experience that I can only now wish to have that I will never have the opportunity to ever again. So thank you so much, Tiffany, for giving these young kids the opportunity to be sexually exploited at age 11. You piece of shit. Fucking jealous. I can't believe this woman. For those interested, there were no legal punishments for it all. It ended in a $1.85 million settlement, which is a shame in my opinion. It's a good thing that all the victims have been financially compensated.
And this is exactly why I felt called to make this video. These momfluencers need more public attention, because without it, there's really no accountability. It feels like the only time anything happens is when the public forces it. Tiffany Smith, in my opinion, is actively grooming her daughter, and I think the evidence speaks for itself. Okay, I mean, let's just take the sexualized content out of it for a second and just really take a look at what Sherry Frankie had to say about family vlogging.
I don't come today as the daughter of a felon, nor as a victim of an abnormally abusive mother. I come today as a victim of family vlogging.
Sherry Frankie spoke about her family life for the first time since her mother Ruby's arrest. She told lawmakers about the harms she experienced from family vlogging.
As a child, I was fully aware that I was an employee. The business was successful when I was happy or when I shared my hardships with the world.
Her life from 13 to 17 years old was posted online for thousands to watch on her family's 8 Passengers channel.
My friends became scarce because dates were filmed and none of my friends wanted to be on camera.
Frankie hopes family vlogging is ultimately banned. She says there's no such thing as an ethical family vlogger. Some of her extended family members continue to post videos of their family's lives online, along with several other content creators in Utah.
I foresee there will be legal crises, with these children realizing that vlogging has brought severe emotional distress, or these kids may realize they don't have an appropriate amount of money to show for their labor.
She's working with Representative Doug Owens.
When they reach adulthood, they may not like the way they're being portrayed. Maybe they need to have some control over taking content down off the internet.
He's working on proposing protections for child actors and influencers. He and Frankie spoke about payment for children.
I think we ought to be talking about a percentage.
Frankie said she was paid for her contributions to the vlogs, often through bribes.
We'd be rewarded $100 or a shopping trip if we filmed a particularly embarrassing moment or an exciting event.
She said none of that money was worth it.
I'd rather have an empty bank account now and not have my childhood plastered all over the internet.
And when we add the sexualization into the mix, it only amplifies the danger for the child. We've seen real-world cases. Like Ava Madry on TikTok, okay? She was in Florida, Naples, in July of 2021, when an 18-year-old man named Eric Rowan Justin showed up at her home, and her father had to shoot him. When minors are pushed into the spotlight, the risks aren't just online drama. It's also very clear this girl's parents didn't push her, and she most likely chose to do TikTok. The real-world dangers. Ava Marjorie was a 13-year-old TikTok influencer who was stalked by an obsessed fan that traveled to her home with a shotgun. Her father had to shoot and kill the intruder to protect her.
Pics. We started asking for booty pics and feet pics.
Ava quickly became concerned. Ava says she blocked him on social media when he started relentlessly badgering her. He discovered where she lived, and to her horror, she says showed up at her house in Florida with a shotgun at 4:30 in the morning and fired through her front door.
And these are just 2 cases of evidence to prove that this is dangerous. And what Piper Raquel is doing is even more extremely dangerous. So let's get back to our main story.
But it would have been nice to see Tiffany punished as much as she possibly could be by the full extent of the law. That being said, however, the amount of money that she's made from those weird blokes donating $100 a month to her probably enabled her to pay for some of the best legal support that she could get her hands on. So it must have been a real tough couple of months getting this lawsuit settled. For the record, by the way, Tiffany does not show her face much, the fucking cowardly bint that she is. She prefers to just show her daughter's face. I'll put her face up right here though, because I do not want to go throughout this whole video without showing her face. She deserves to be named, shamed, and
Now, if you don't watch Danky Jabbo, you are not going to understand this. But I just have to take a second to say, Mr. Danky Jabbo, the reason the Dad Challenge podcast shared the face of Solo Dad's wife was the same reason you're sharing the face of Tiffany Smith. She deserves to be named and shamed.
Also, this deserves to go to court, but instead, she settled. And I know it's not that simple. I know the law is not that simple. I know the legal process is not that simple. I know that the fact that they came to a settlement does not confirm that these were, in fact, things that were happening. But I believe them. And I know that, once again, my belief does not confirm anything, but I'm allowed to have an opinion. And even if these things didn't happen to the extent that they are said to have happened, and it's not quite this bad, it's still fucking unforgivable and still should not be happening, and the BOP house shouldn't have gone anywhere near it unless they were trying to stop it. And just in case you don't see Piper's mum as evil incarnate by now, here are some replies that she's been giving to comments on her daughter's page. Dotso31 says, Piper, you get better and better at this. My thing literally woke up as soon as he saw that pic. To which Piper Rochelle, aka probably her mum, responds with a heart emoji. Do I even need to say anything more? This is a minor we're dealing with here. And Dotso31, there's no profile picture, completely anonymous. I'm willing to bet that this person is one of the many middle-aged creepy fucks that I've been talking about this entire video. It's definitely not a teenage girl. And even if it was, it would not make this any better. The fact that this content exists and it is made for the purpose of enticing people sexually is disgusting. It's so disgusting. Wow, not gonna lie, your ass is legendary. I can't even say it. I can't even fucking say it, man. Looking lovely in those heels shows off. I'm not saying, you can read it. You have eyes, and you also have the eyes to look at her response. Here's some more. I'm not saying these. I don't want the voice clip of me saying these on the internet. Here's another fucking disgusting screenshot. And here's another one here. Now, obviously, since this whole thing has gone down, which hopefully now you can see the extent of just how horrible this whole thing is. We'll start from the beginning, and by that, I mean the first clip I could find of, like, before she visited the BOP house, so to speak. It's Camilla talking about Piper on her podcast.
Piper, she's so cute. Isn't she, like, 17? Yeah. So, I mean, I think she's so cute. Like,
so what? Like, don't just move on from that. Don't cut away from that like nothing was about to be said there. You said, yeah, disappointedly, and then went, so she can't join? Is that what you were going to say?
You can't come here if you're under the age of 18. Like, that's, you know, it's not gonna work. Yes, we all see you and we love you and we appreciate it. And you're so funny. And I want to meet you. Yeah, just, you know, now's not the right time, and, you know, maybe trying something more appropriate for your age, a Disney Channel audition. I don't know.
Well, it's good to know that you have some fucking dignity on you, because as early as a few days ago, she was in fact at the BOP house. A lot of people have been saying, oh no, she didn't go to the BOP house, she went to Sophie's house. Oh, well, that's okay then, it's all good. No problems here. As if the physical fucking location matters at all. She's been posted on the BOP house account.
Behind the way that switch, I know he died. 6'7", I just bit right on the highway.
This video here is just horrific because it's the BOP house girls encouraging her to continue doing what she's doing. People are rightfully critiquing them for allowing a minor to come into the house and film the type of content that you are filming and promote her explicit images and her explicit content. And your response is to make a shit TikTok basically laughing at everyone who genuinely wants the best for this child. There's no doubt in my mind that privately, you're all egging her on. You're still encouraging. Keep doing what you're doing. And that's just fucking abhorrent. You have some responsibility as adults in this industry to protect underage people from being exploited in said industry. It's like the biggest problem with your fucking industry. Why are you not trying to age the problem? You're some of the biggest creators in the OF space. It'd be a good thing if you tried to make a change for good. It's just fucking depressing when you know that the biggest creators in a certain space are only adding to the biggest problems that come with said space. These girls don't give a fuck about child exploitation. They are literally promoting it. And the good news is this.
That's right, Danky Jabbo has a new shirt on, which means this is a two-parter. This one may be a little bit shorter though, so let's dive right in and get to the juicy parts.
This is what happens when you try to search for the Brand Army account that we were talking about for a lot of the last video. Brand Army is like the fringe OnlyFans account that they were using to promote Piper Rockell. And when I say they, I mean Piper's dickhead criminal mother who's been exploiting her for pretty much her entire life. This Brand Army account had a bunch of explicit photos of her. It had the service where you could DM her at any point you wanted. And a lot of the price points were like at $100 a month. And as I spoke about in my last video, there is no kid on the planet who has $100 to spend to speak to a 17-year-old kid online. Like, the only people who are paying for that service are weird, creepy adults who need to be checked out. And that's putting it lightly. Anybody who has paid any sort of money or made any kind of donation to Piper Rockell deserves to be put on some kind of list. But yeah, it is a good thing that this Brand Army account thing has been taken down for good, and hopefully she's been banned permanently. Like, hopefully she can't just hop back in and keep doing what she was doing. I keep saying she like it's not her mum doing fucking everything, but you know what I mean. I should probably mention that the only reason the account was taken down is most likely due to public pressure. I don't think Brand Army has any type of fucking morals. So unfortunately, they've been using YouTube to do these things, TikTok, Instagram, pretty much everywhere Piper is being used inappropriately. And that leads me on to the bad news, that they've basically just swapped to a different website. The type of content that she posts is moderated pretty much 100% of the time by her fucking evil mother. Here's an example of said piece of content. Before you ask, yes, that t-shirt does indeed say breed me, and yes, Piper was 17 at the time of recording this. I say at the time, she's still 17, right? She's still not even fucking of age. And before you ask again, yes, that is indeed Katy Perry next to her.
Wow, who knew we'd have a special appearance of another Katy Perry moment? Saving the world. I mean, screwing over the world again. Did she seriously sell her soul that many times this year that she's literally got a 17-year-old on her account that says breed me? That's disgusting.
Which is another, I guess, symbol of one of the other huge problems that happens in Piper Rockell's life, and another huge issue with the internet and the whole culture as a whole. That being that no one seems to really have a problem with the fact that Piper is being used in such a manner. We spoke about the BOP house in the last video at length, but it seems as though just celebrities and people in general on the internet don't really seem to give a fuck about Piper Rockell being used this way by her mum.
Which is why I feel so called to make this video. There's 51 of you on here now. Please help me bring as much attention to this as we can, because this woman should be in prison. Hunter, the quote-unquote stepfather, should be in prison. No, really. Like, check his hard drive, check her hard drive. Why hasn't this happened? Especially when we've heard her talking to the children the way that she does about inappropriate acts coming from the dead cat and her weird dog. That's right, she uses her animals to talk to the kids in sexual ways. Honestly, I know it's not something we talked about in this, but it's so gross and so vulgar. I'm probably gonna save it for our next episode, but I just can't believe how terrible of a woman she is. Tiffany Smith needs to be put in prison. Send her to Cupcake Camp.
Like Katy Perry, for example, I don't exactly know what kind of fucking PR manager you have, but you should not be doing this with a 17-year-old girl. This also goes to show how actually popular Piper Rockell is, right? She is a genuine celebrity at 17 years old who has like over 13 million TikTok followers, and her content is explicit, intrinsically. She was never popular for being a musician or really good at comedy or anything like that, despite telling jokes, I guess, and having a couple of songs. It was always the very meticulous and intentional way that her mother was portraying her online that rose her to fame, and it's truly disgusting. I've just seen Sophie Rain comment on this fucking Katy Perry video. Iconic. So the BOP house, alongside the world's worst population of 30-year-old creepy men, have been keeping their eye on Piper for actual years now. It's not just a recent thing that the BOP house have been doing to Piper. This has been an ongoing feud here. But anyway, as I was saying, the Brand Army has been taken down. Well, it was banned, deleted, which is good. That is a great thing that has happened. I cannot take that away from anything about this situation. But once again, it was not because they have morals. It was was because of public pressure. It was because of the videos that everyone was making on TikTok and YouTube, and I guess that we made our voices loud enough for Brand Army to hear us and take the account down, which is a good thing, right? Now let's have a look at the replacement. Whenever you go on Piper Rockel's Instagram or TikTok or whatever, there is a new link on all of her bios for a Chirp account. Now I've never heard of Chirp before, but I guess there's no better entry into a probably really wholesome and moral website than Piper Rockel. Here it is. Here's the Chirp with a really nice high-res image of Piper there. There's just so much stuff here. There's a Temu sponsorship, a Get Healthy With Me and Cal AI, more Temu deals, Piper for what % off? Never Feel Alone Again Polybuzz?
As I'm editing this, I'm realizing something insane. I believe that we have just made a breakthrough to actually press charges on this woman. You heard that right. There is a polybuzz made like Piper so that you never have to feel alone again. But think about what that really means. Now, strangers, people she doesn't know, can create fake conversations with her, build fake relationships, and convince themselves she's part of their lives. And it doesn't stop there. These AI tools don't just chat. They can be twisted. They can be pushed into NSFW explicit conversations with Piper's face, her voice, and her name attached to it. Piper Rockel is a minor who has seemingly, in my opinion, been groomed since she was very young, doing pageants from the age of 4 to 5, and from 9 on making content on Musical.ly and YouTube. AI has just given Tiffany Smith another way to exploit her daughter. The same world that failed to protect her once is now handing predators a tool, one that's even harder to stop and easier to hide. This isn't just tech advancement, this is child exploitation dressed up as innovation. And this is the reason I want to reach out to Melania Trump right now in this moment, as she is starting the Take It Down bill. I hope Piper Rockel can be one of the first children freed from this terrifying exploitation, especially considering she's such a large creator with such a huge platform. And that is why I want to take this moment to reach out to our most beautiful First Lady, Mrs. Melania Trump. I know you are doing your best to move forward with this bill, the Take It Down bill. But I am taking this moment to ask you to make Piper Rockel's case your very first act of order. Piper Rockel was thrown into the public eye at just 4 years old. By 9, she was a full-time internet figure, exposed, unprotected, and now copied by AI into conversations and fantasies she never agreed to. This is no longer about bullying or harassment. This is about child exploitation at a technological level we've never seen before. Please, make this your first move. Use Piper's case to show the world that no child should be turned into a stranger's fantasy online. Support the Take It Down bill and prove that protecting children is still possible in the age of AI.
Shop with me, join me on Fanatic TV, vintage bootleg Piper T oversized print. This is a 17-year-old fucking girl, and she's being used as a complete product. Like, it's not even a real human anymore. The people in Piper's life genuinely, I don't think, see her as an actual girl or an actual person.
So Danky Jabo's video goes on for a bit here, and I'm gonna stop right there because obviously this is like the main point of my message. Piper Rockel needs to be protected. Her parents aren't going to do it. The court didn't do it. And now we have to be here and be responsible as a society to know this is not okay, even though 12 million people are following her and saying it's okay. Please, you guys, help me to spread the word, okay? This is insane. This is crazy. I can't even... Did you see the picture? I went to Polybuzz to put that picture on this video, and you saw it, right? And did you see what the conversation starter was? I'm just disgusted. Please, you guys, report these accounts. It's not okay. She's underage, and her mom is completely the one doing it. It says parent-controlled account. Is that grooming or is that grooming? Is that exploitation or is that exploitation? If you do want to go finish his video on the BOP house and the drama that came after Piper, I will link that video below.
They're losing everything in some cases. Kids are being abused, groomed. And I'm sad that it takes a big publication like this for you to do anything about it. This has got to get bigger so that YouTube can say, it's just not worth the hassle in the end. Even though we make millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of dollars from these kids, it's just not worth the hassle. We have to make it not worth the hassle. So many of the allegations stem from a lawsuit filed in Los Angeles County in January 11th by former members of Raquel's so-called Piper Squad, a YouTube collective of other teen creators, accusing Smith and her boyfriend Hunter Hill of exploitation and abuse. We're going to get into that in another video. We got to talk about Hunter. Might get his own damn video. And then this is what YouTube said. We have indefinitely suspended monetization on Piper Raquel's channel for violating our creator responsibility policy by engaging in off-platform behavior that harms the YouTube community and have removed them from the YouTube Partner Program. A YouTube spokesperson told Insider. In this case, Piper's mother, Tiffany Smith, who administers the earnings on this channel, is facing multiple allegations of child abuse and exploitation. Being demonetized means a creator can no longer run advertisements or generate revenue from their videos. AdSense revenue, YouTube revenue. It doesn't mean that they're not going to get ad reads, which they get tons and tons of money.
And like I showed you guys, they're making money on other sites. It's not just YouTube revenue. They still have brand assets, like they go on tours. But you know they're making a shit ton of money from that site that I just showed you guys.
Most of Piper Raquel's channel and their money from all these other creators does not come from AdSense. So YouTube's doing their part, and I love it. But it comes from ad reads, from video games and all the other things that they do. So that's got to be kind of where we go next. Piper's channel, which launched in late 2016, has over 9 million subscribers and 2 billion views. The 14-year-old is known for vlog and prank videos. I thought she was 15. Okay, she's 14. Featuring other members of the Piper Squad. YouTube sleuths have been making videos for years saying Piper needed to be saved from the adults in her life, citing the mature nature of some of their content, as evidence that she was being exploited for views. Last August, the singer Pink called out Piper's parents on Twitter. That was a big deal.
Okay, so this is an old article. This is an old article. It's right after she got in trouble with the court hearing, I'm understanding. I think that's what's happening. I want to see what Pink said. Let's hear this. Right, she called her out. More than a week after the lawsuit was filed,
the video was uploaded on Piper's channel titled Saying Goodbye to My Mom. In the video, Smith said she was leaving to Georgia to take care of her family. Piper and Smith did not immediately respond to Insider's request for comment. They're not going to. So this is a big deal. And the reason why I think Insider needs to continue this, and I'm going to continue to do these types of videos, and maybe perhaps do a real documentary when these parents are ready to speak out. Let me be really clear about this. Those parents that I've spoken to are, I'm not even kidding you, I've never heard this type of fear for someone like a person who creates a YouTube channel. They are scared of Tiffany. They're scared of what the power she has on YouTube behind the scenes, what they can do to their channel. They're scared to lose money off their kids, and it sucks, but that's what they're scared of. They're just scared of losing their golden goose, which is the YouTube channel that their kids have. But my proposition at this point going forward is that any parents that are still in the squad, who are part of that community, like those ones I showed you in this video, okay? Any of these kids that are still part of that also need to be demonetized, okay? Because they're still run by Tiffany and Hunter. So if YouTube's going to demonetize Piper's channel, they have to demonetize all the other channels.
I feel like the fact that Hunter and Tiffany have had proof that they've abused people, they should just not be allowed to create content on YouTube, especially for other people, and taking their money like that. That should just, right away, they should have that removed as a privilege for them specifically. What? How does she have so much control? Like,
Because they are the exact same thing and run by the exact same organization. So Insider, if you're listening, understand this, that those channels are run by Hunter. He edits, he does everything behind the scenes. He has the passwords and everything. He logs in and does it. They probably have a written agreement to that effect. So, YouTube, you have to make sure that if you're going to, this is why I don't think half measures ever work. Yeah, it's getting out in the open that Tiffany's doing this stuff, and so you monetize Piper's channel. But you've got 10 other channels there doing the exact same thing, and those kids are victims as well. One final thought before I talk about what's coming up in part 2. To the parents of these kids that are still in the squad, Why are your kids still in the squad? And I'll be reaching out to you guys each separately to ask for your opinion. I know you're going to ignore me, but I'm going to do it anyway. Why, after seeing all the allegations written in this lawsuit, are your kids still in the squad?
Get 'em.
And if your answer is that, well, they're all lying, then are you really, really victim blaming these children who have their truth to tell? Are you telling these other children that they're lying? These victims? And if that's the case, uh-oh. Okay? So if you still have your kid in the squad, what are you waiting for? Get them out of the squad. And if you're scared that Tiffany's going to destroy your channels, document everything. Then you can sue her too. Okay, at this point, you're probably in a really good leveraged position to get your kid off of that channel without her coming after you, because now you know how she does it. We're going to talk about Alex. The one thing I'm the most scared to talk about on this channel is this story coming up about this insider at YouTube, if it exists, if this person exists. Because if that's the case, that is a humongous deal. And YouTube, if the case is that Hunter and Tiffany have an insider at YouTube that can help boost channels and can help destroy channels,
Is that real?
that is fraud. That is a massive, massive scandal on YouTube. If you can pay an insider to do things like that, which I don't know if you can. I mean, we're going to look into it. This is going to be, you guys, a lot of people complain I don't do a lot of fact checking or I do a lot of research. This is the one that I'm going to dig in the most because I don't want to get it wrong. But YouTube, if the lawsuit alleges that Hunter and Tiffany are using a YouTuber insider, we have to get to the bottom of that. And if that's the case, how many people are doing that? If it's all pay to play, then that is very scary for other creators on this platform who can't pay to play.
Yep.
So, again, I go back to the parents. Get your kids out of the squad. I'm coming for every single one of you parents that continue to put your kids into a situation with an alleged predator.
Yep.
With I know there's 11 kids making
predators.
these allegations, but there's hundreds of allegations. Okay, it's not just 11 allegations and they just made it up.
I'm pausing it. 25-22. Not only is it 2 predators, but the truth is, kids who go through this stuff, it affects them in their future. Are you creating more predators? Are you creating just victims? You don't know. You're messing with something that's demonic, and you're spreading it like a disease. It's disgusting. And it's spreading to children through a screen, and grown-ass men, old men, who are looking at your daughters and sons.
There are multiple allegations of multiple things going on here. And not just the victims, but the things that Tiffany will do to your channel. Okay? So use the leverage you have right now at this moment to take your kid away from the squad. To Jensen's dad, I'm coming for you. You right bastard. You'll hear more about that in another video. But coming up next, on the next video, dude, these things take me a long time, so it's not going to be like next week. It takes me over a week to do these videos. It takes me a long time because I want to make sure I'm doing it properly, I'm doing it justice, and that it's going to have the biggest impact possible. In upcoming videos, we're going to talk about things like the criminal allegations. Hopefully we can speak to an FBI or ex-FBI and see what could possibly be the case in this case. And see why they're not doing anything. I'll reach out to the FBI myself and say, can you help me understand why, after having all this proof and all these allegations, you're not? And same thing with Jennifer Archambault, with Daniel Cohn. Why?
I bet you Homeland Security would do something faster than FBI. Homeland Security is badass.
Why are the FBI not doing anything to protect these children? They are humongous. Famous kids. They're not like a no-namer in, backwoods. They're huge. So why are you doing nothing about it? We're going to talk about the parents of the current squad members. We're going to bring them. We're going to discuss what they're doing and what they're allowing their kids to do and what they're putting their kids into. It's really scary. We're going to talk about Jensen's dad. That's going to be a big one, everybody. Okay? It's a big deal in this case because I don't want to give too much away, but it's a big deal. Let me just tell you that. And it's got to be dealt with 100%. And we've got to go down this route of this whole world of these teen influencers on YouTube and what it takes to make it and what you have to sacrifice as a parent and a child to do this, what you're sacrificing for your kids, actually, if you're doing this. There's so many videos that are coming out about this, and I'm going to do my best to have the most impact. My end goal, again, is Tiffany and Hunter and those other people that are helping this, that are enabling this, to end up in prison, to be investigated and end up in jail. There's no good outcome for this unless they end up in prison. Tiffany has to be stopped. She's got so many people under her thumb. And she's probably likely got a lot of tea and a lot of people. Okay? She herself, like, to be this deep into this dark world, there's some stuff that you have. Okay? Am I worried about my channel being attacked? Yes. And yes, I care. But at the same time, this is more important than me making a few videos on YouTube. This has to get out there. YouTube has to take a stand. TikTok, Instagram, all the places have to take a stand against this type of content. And maybe it'll embolden other people who are victims to come forward. Current squad members, I bet you, have gone through the same thing or worse. Tiffany isn't changing. She thinks she's untouchable. And she's not.
I agree.
So, join me. Guys, if you appreciate these types of videos, they are not monetized. Okay, I cannot because it's 18 plus. I don't want kids stumbling upon this stuff. I do want the teenagers that watch Piper Raquel to see these videos, to be honest with you, but I don't want kids stumbling into this. So if you like what I do here, if you like these styles of videos, one way you can support me is to buy a shirt at my spring store below. You can, if you don't have an ad blocker, you can see it, or it's in the description, or you can buy me a coffee on Ko-Fi. These videos take me the most time. I generally do a video a day, and it takes me 2-3 hours. Not much time because I can still work and do all the other things. But this video took me over 40 hours. So I'm not saying you have to, but if you like this type of work and you want to see it continue, yeah, that's one way you can support me. So I would appreciate it. Or you could subscribe to this channel or head over to my Patreon and you guys get early videos and things like that. So make sure that you stick around, leave comments. If you've got other information for me, you know where to reach me, Josh at thedadchallengepodcast.com. All those parents of those 11 kids, I know you might not like me, and because I don't believe what you're doing is correct and I think that you're wrong for what you did. But, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I'm your friend right now. Enough of you speak up. It's going to be a huge hammer against Tiffany. So I encourage you to get together, hire a lawyer, do what you need to do besides suing her, but like getting out and getting your message out there. Because if you stay silent on this stuff and Tiffany continues to get to do the things she does to kids, you're complicit.
Amen.
Sorry. That really sucks to say, but it's the truth.
It's the truth.
You need, when somebody is abusing, grooming, hurting, and otherwise doing crazy things with kids, and you don't speak up again about it,
You're trash.
Shame on you.
Fucking trash. Your own
because
kids.
then the kids that come after your kids are going to suffer through the same thing, and you could have stopped it.
Disgusting, yeah.
So I know you don't like me. I know you don't like my stance on exploitation of children, but I don't give a shit. We are on the same path right now towards the same goal. So stop being a bunch of selfish bastards and step up. Stop being scared of some blonde lady in California. What's she gonna do? Fight you? In the end, if you take away her power, she has none. And that's what we're trying to do here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Wow. Well, I just want to leave you with my thoughts on that after this, okay? Because, like he said, contact him at Josh at the Dad Challenge Podcast. I think he said at Gmail. I hope so. I'll leave his email down there. If you guys know anything about these channels or have any information you feel like could help, or maybe you're the type of person who's just a sleuth on the internet and wants to dive in, he's looking for researchers. I want to just say that I think his goal is amazing and so important, and I watch his channel every day. You guys hear my cats? I watch his channel every morning because he makes content just talking crap about these moms. He calls it a snark channel, and he snarks with a purpose, okay? His purpose is to bring attention to these moms who are abusing their children and pretty much forcing them to make content so that they have more money. And that's messed up. And I'm all about bringing more eyes to it, because the fact that it's not just about these kids who are being held against, I don't want to say held against their wills, but I'm dramatic, okay? Held against their wills and forced to make content for almost 16 hours a day, go to school and sleep for what, 2 hours? It's just crazy. And not only that, they're being watched by pedos, okay? P3DOs, okay? Not C3PO, P3DOs. And they watch children content and family content all the time. This has been a proven fact over and over again. PDFs who cannot get to corn go to family vloggers. Keep your children off the internet. Keep them safe, please. Please. And there's so many more moms I want to talk about. We have so many moms to cover, okay? We have Pinky Doll, Eleanor Wren, Hannah the diaper girl, Allie the one with the turkey sandwich. We've got Ash Trevino, and we have Nicodiwa, okay? These are 7 moms specific, 7. It should be 7 moms, and I only listed 6. Oh, Ruby Frankie. I have a ton of stuff ready to be talked about, but this popped up first, and I felt like that's with purpose, because I hadn't started the other one yet. It's just kind of sitting there waiting, and God works in weird ways. So we're going to dive into Piper Raquel very first, and we're going to do this together, and I hope you guys subscribe to the Dad Challenge podcast. Help him, okay? Let's get children safe online. We have to. Dan Bongino, do something! And I just want to apologize because I didn't expect that video to be so serious, and when we started this vlog, it was like fun and lighthearted. So I apologize for the shift in nature, but let's shift again. Let's do another shift, okay? I definitely didn't expect my video to take 10 days to edit, but here we are. The Polybuzz AI and the other AI thing are just such a trigger for me. Like, when I heard that, I was like, red flag, red flag, red flag. I felt like it was so necessary that it be in this video. I'm hoping even Josh will see this and he can talk about this, because her having a chat bot and the first thing it says is, oh, pretend Piper Raquel is going to deliver you food, but there's a storm, so she has to stay at your house. Whatever it said, and put it here. It was creepy. It was really creepy. And there's no way. The wind was bad, but now I'm being blinded, so we might have to move still. We're going to move. There's just no way. There's just no way that her mom and Hunter or her management, whoever they are, if her mom didn't do it. But I'm pretty sure we all are aware who manages her accounts. It was with ill intent. The conversations in the comments, they add to the vileness that's going on in these disgusting people's heads. To create a chatbot for your daughter, to create a chatbot in your daughter's liking, in her image, to talk like her, and to entice men into disgusting conversations with an underage girl who looks like your daughter. Something has to be done. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you understand why it's so risky to put your kids online. Follow Josh on the podcast. Make sure you go follow Danky Jabbo. I hear my alarm going off. And I will see you guys next time. To hear it? To hear my alarm? Bye guys. I'm out. See you next time.